Hi, my name is Terry Hofer, and I get to be the manager of the Octagon Gallery Shop here in downtown Ames, Iowa. The Octagon Shop is part of the Octagon Center for the Arts, and here at the center, we have been around for over 50 years, and we do classes, and we have 4 beautiful galleries, and we have events and outreach events. And of course, all of that is a little bit different right now, so we had to cancel our Octagon Art Festival, which is always held the 4th Sunday of every September, which would have been yesterday as of this recording. And we hope people will go to our website and click on the link and try to find our artists and purchase from them directly. Over 175 artists are represented here in the Octagon Shop. They are all from Iowa or surrounding states, with just a few being from farther away. And almost all of those people who sell their work in the shop sell on consignment. So they don't get paid until a piece is purchased. Every month we have a featured artist, and every month an artist will come and do a talk or teach us how to do something, and we have not been able to do that. We're going to try a Zoom meet here with Jo Myers-Walker and learn about Jo. And just over my shoulder here, you can see 2 of her original watercolors that we have here hanging in the shop. We also have some other items of hers that we are very proud to share. There you are. Hi!
Look at you you stayed after work?
Well,
Wow.
I didn't want my house to be the background. So see my background?
I see.
I wanted to be here in the studio so people could see your work that's over my shoulder there.
Okay.
And I will give them a little tour of some of the other things. You know, we have your pillows.
Pillows,
We have a couple
yeah.
of your pillows left still.
That's the Ragbri pillows.
The Gilbert pillow.
Yeah.
And we have your Iowa City scene.
Yeah.
Art walk. I think that's an art walk somewhere. Yeah.
I could bring more of those if you wanted me to.
Couple, yeah.
The show.
Yeah. So one question I wanted to start with, and then we'll get into we're definitely going to talk about the work you're doing in helping people cope with the coronavirus. But you have been doing art for a really long time, and I was curious to know, what was your first memory of you as a child creating art? What is something?
Oh boy, that was me up in a tree.
Yeah.
hiding from my brothers, you know. They were down below me, and I had my little sketchbook there, and I could write things. And
how old do you think you were with this memory?
That's probably 6 or 7.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been doing this for a long time.
Long time. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna ask your age. We'll just, you grade early. So.
Right. Yeah.
So, did anybody influence you as a child, like pre-middle school?
My art teacher, Miss Osborne, was really strict, and she was in. I came from Boone High School, and there was also a student teacher came, and she had a red dress on, and I wanted to look just like her. You know, when you're in junior high, that's really impressive. But I learned a lot from, about perspective and values and so on with Miss Osborne. And then when I went to Iowa State, she had retired from high school and went over there. And boy, did not let me get away with anything. I tried, but anyway. Yeah, but I fell in love with the watercolor class right then. And they even told me then that I was a little too loose.
Oh,
well,
really?
I'm really loose now. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you are loose.
I am loose, and so that's just been my way, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. So you must have been maybe in high school or something when you decided that that's what you wanted to do.
Yes. Yeah, I thought like I said, the little red dress walked by and I wanted to be an art teacher. I was pretty sure. And then
Oh,
when I got to Iowa State, that was my major, art ed. And then I got my master's there. And then I also taught at Iowa State in 2000 and 2004, which even made it even better, working with students and
oh, I bet you love that.
sharing classes. You just learn when you teach. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. And you are a fabulous teacher. And let's see if I can manage this screen share. Let's see here. Oh, how do I find it? Okay. So this is Joe's website, and it's the
Mm-hmm.
leftbankstudio.com. And there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things on here that we want to talk about. And
Okay.
um, uh, and one
Right.
of the things is your classes,
Uh-huh.
and so there's a link here, Trees of the Season,
Mm-hmm.
and she's got one coming up Wednesday, September 30th, and it's
Mm-hmm.
only $10 for 2 hours, and you just email Joe and to sign up for the class.
And
And
I send them a link on how to pay their $10, and then they're signed up. We've really worked hard, my webmaster Carol, on how to kind of make this simpler. And if you
right,
notice, I always send what I'm thinking of doing.
uh-huh,
You see the tree thing?
uh-huh,
Um, yeah, and then a lot of times I'll send them a sketch, and then we'll do a scene during that class. But this is their warm up. I think they, it just gives them a chance to kind of get their paints wet and start playing around. Actually, they learn a lot just from doing the warm up.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Oh
that's,
yeah.
and then I demo, and then they paint with me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll stop and let them catch up. And so yeah. And I just did a label for a
Oh,
winery,
for the wine. Yep.
Ackerman Winery. Yeah,
Oh,
this
that's
is,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just scrolling down here so people can
Uh-huh.
see some of the stuff that
There's
you've
my,
done.
see my trike? That's how I keep in fit. And I've been known to go out and sketch on my bike, my trike.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very nice. Very loose here. Yeah. So, so here, yes, and there's a video so you can watch her little demo.
Hmm.
And is this one of the paintings that's similar to what I have here on
Yes.
the wall there?
Well, I think so. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's a commission I did.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it
yeah,
shows
that's right.
steps how I
Yeah.
started. They
Yeah.
sent me photos and then, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, we've got the little homestead, which it looks similar
Yeah.
to that. So something else that I have linked to is that you have done more than just watercolor in your
Yes.
career.
Hmm.
So do you have, and I'll show it later if you don't, any of your sculptures from,
In fact, if you go scroll down, there's
okay.
a paper sculpture. It says "Safe at Home." So
Oh, look at
that's a
there you go.
that's a handmade paper sculpture. It was in a museum in Burlington, and it was
Oh,
about
oops.
uh, it was about rights. The 21st Amendment, or no, the
The 19th,
women's
the 19th
19th
Amendment.
Amendment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
cool.
painted my grandmother and so on. But this was, anyway, she's got this hat on, and
I
then
see
we
that.
had to mask her, so
Of course, yes. Which of course you had to be making masks.
yes, I did for my
Yes,
building. Yeah.
yes,
So that was kind of a nice way to relax. Sewing's kind of another way other than painting.
right. And then you had sculptures that you did uh, that the bubble sculptures that had a plastic bubble to protect them, and
Yes.
you can
And that was
still,
handmade paper also. It was
yes.
cast paper. and it had cars and things. I think it's still at McFarland
The
Clinic.
McFarland Clinic still
Still
has
has
them,
them.
and some of the schools, because you partnered
Yeah,
with,
Artists in the School program
yep,
with the Iowa Council, and
yep.
uh, and we take a little blender and go to the schools and pulp up linters and yeah.
That's,
Anyway, I have a blog, and probably every
yeah,
2 weeks we say where I went and what I
sure,
was doing. And there are a lot
exactly,
more pictures than me talking.
right. And then there's this,
Yeah, at St. Thomas Aquinas,
yes.
and that's 30 feet in the air and 15 feet wide, and truly a God thing
Oh,
for me
yes.
to do that. And the church,
It's even for people who are not spiritual, it's
yeah.
just the actual work on this piece. So for people who aren't familiar, these
Hmm.
are separate clay pieces that
Hmm.
have been mounted to the wall in St. Thomas Aquinas Church in Ames, Iowa. And you can go in and visit it and see it. It's right in the entry of the
Like
church.
the bottom right is the prodigal son, where you've got your right there,
Yep,
and that's an Asian couple
yep,
or grouping. I tried to use all different ethnic groups,
uh-huh.
and some of it is there's 17 figures. Uh, at the very top is the Good Samaritan. He's helping out John Donaghy. Some
Oh,
people
where's
names look.
John? Which way? Where is this at?
It's at the top.
The very top, helping
Yeah.
out.
Okay, John Donaghy is being helped by a Hispanic man,
Oh,
and
so
now he's in Honduras.
because you did this
It's,
before John went to Honduras.
yes,
So yes, so
because
John
I
Donaghy
knew.
is a missionary now, and he lives in
Mhm,
Honduras.
yeah,
Um, but he's a
and
very kind, gentle soul.
he's a Franciscan associate, just like I am. And so we anyway, he is a gentle soul. He's
Yeah.
done so much for the Honduran people.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then on the left there is my son and I. We're washing each other's feet. He helped me a lot during build that
Oh,
sculpture. That was good. But anyway, each section has some kind of biblical.
right. And we've got
Mhm.
here's some water coming
Yeah,
down.
that's when the pouring, and then there's people being brought to the water
Uh-huh.
that are handicapped or need
Oh.
help. We all need a little help.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then in the middle is baptism,
Right.
and another priest there.
Uh-huh.
Uh, at the very far right is
This one.
a sister, and it's about education. And
Oh,
it's in a circle because, I think when we educate, we also learn as we do that.
so much
Yeah, and
meaning
anyway,
in
there's a lot of meaning in it.
it is known as as a nice sculpture here in town. It just happens to be indoors instead of sitting on a corner.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's called the Story Wall, and
the
it's
story.
about St. Thomas Aquinas, what we work together on it. And
Yes.
yeah, and I was 30 feet in the air on a scaffolding with the construction workers. I couldn't do that now. Hanging that thing. Yeah. Wow. Those were the
Ah,
good old days, huh?
oh my gosh. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the ALS and Lila Mae's house, just a little bit,
Mhm.
and then we'll talk about your most latest work dealing with the virus. So,
Okay.
so
Um, I started out with it. You have the Lila Mae house,
we
which
did.
is open now. They had a little struggle there with the virus, but
Yeah.
Lila Mae's house is a recovery house for women that have been trafficked. And
Uh-huh.
so anyway, they're yeah, and of course right now it's even more, they're looking for places to go. Um, and they have 7 beds there. It's in Sioux City, and I just feel really good about being part of helping them raise funds. I also took my images and turned it into scarves and bags, and when you click on there, the people can see where these are, and people are still sending me money for those.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah,
So
So
here's
I
the
have,
shop to
here's,
fund the Lila Mays House, which is to help educate and help
mhm,
protect people from sex trafficking, right?
right. And you
And
can find out. And here's people painting the pouches. Made
oh,
these
nice.
pouches. They're like a little house. And you open the windows and the cards are inside.
Yes.
Because I wanted to do something that so that people would actually want to buy them, you know, because they're different than just picking up a
Yeah,
rather than
yeah.
a
Yeah,
regular.
people don't buy note cards.
No,
You know, and the people that do actually mail them.
yes, right.
But
And they're $30 for 9 cards, which is really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yep,
And it's called creating for a cause, that whole section.
right.
I just found out that it's so much more interesting to create for a cause. I don't, you just really get into learning about the cause and
Mm-hmm.
how, art can affect so much because it can teach in a little subtle way. I have a family member with ALS, and that has been, so I did another series of 6 cards, and here they are sitting out on the patio watching the deer, and then you can click on it, and we have them riding tandem bikes. Sometimes they go to work. There's just so many things that you can do and still have ALS because
Right.
they keep working on to get a cure and so on. It's so varied. You can, like in the kitchen, if you click on one of those pictures at the bottom there, maybe it'll get bigger. Or
There we go. That works. That works. Yeah.
yeah. So up at the right, there's that's my cover. That's there again. It's another envelope. But
Uh-huh.
like in the middle, it says like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
A lot of people can still unload the dishwasher. They can cook. They can talk to their children. They can teach people how to cook or whatever. And then I've got this home. I learned a lot about how getting access to go places with
Yeah.
the ramps and so on. And so they can go out and visit and so on. And then there's at the bottom there, it's about the office. And
Mhm.
now with all the computers on their wheelchairs, just a lot can happen. Then in the middle, it's a bike trail.
Yeah.
That's where they would ride tandem bikes and get out. They go around the
Oh,
Lake
that's lovely.
Hayden
Oh,
every
good.
night. And then on the right is farmers market.
Yeah.
Just getting out and being out, part of life.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. So
Hmm.
yeah, so those are all things that you do to help fundraise. Um,
Yes. Hmm.
yeah, for those things, which is very generous of you. Let's see. And now I have to figure out how to
The newest
stop.
thing I've got is I've helped illustrate. It won't be on there yet. Illustrate. Dr. Ponsetti did the clubfoot, and another doctor. 35 illustrations I did talking about the process of the Ponsetti. It's for clubfoot and
Oh,
how they do it, and it's kind of a love story of a grandmother that took this little boy in, and he crawled for 9 years, and then finally a doctor took him in, and they started working on rearranging his feet because one was going backwards. um, anyway, that's been very rewarding, and it's going to be published in a couple weeks,
oh,
so I'll
wow.
probably put that on here
Yeah,
somehow.
right,
Yeah,
right.
once it's published.
Okay. Uh,
Okay.
all right. And so now so you do a lot of Zoom classes,
Hmm.
and you previous to this, you had already been going into like senior care centers and getting people to paint
Art
again.
centers
Yes.
and a lot of places. Anyway, I'm really doing mostly Zoom, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I was I was part of this Iowa Aging Summit at the university, and it was all about the COVID and how seniors are coping.
Uh-huh.
And I really, and uh, I show them what I do. A lot of it, they're just thrilled to see each other up
Uh,
on the screen, you know. And of course, we spend a few minutes chit chatting and seeing what we're doing. We paint.
Uh-huh.
Um, we started painting about the COVID,
Uh-huh.
like how it's affecting us. Uh, we started, we did some scenes where there might be uh, 4 or 5 chairs, which I hope to have in the show in the
Right.
front window. But they're empty
Uh-huh.
because we can't sit that close together anymore.
Yeah.
And so anyway, they just started what we've kind of we've lost for the time being anyway.
Right.
And then some of the grandmas are doing school on
Uh-huh.
Zoom with their grandchildren who are at home,
Hmm.
or we Zoom and play games. Um, I do a little art project with mine. I've learned how to fast forward it,
With your
so
grandkid?
yeah, so you go like this, and they like that because it's fast. And then you slow it down. You ever watch things like that? They're kind of intriguing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So that's my newest thing I want to do. But anyway, just all these, we have to be creative. How do we communicate now when we can't sit with people?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about going on location, but we'd have to sit 6 feet apart and so on. But yeah. I think the main thing is just uh, acknowledge that you're depressed and that you're lonely, and then you do something about it.
Right.
And and I yeah, and then you feel better. you know. Uh,
Yeah. Actually putting something in your hands and other
yeah,
than the computer, but
right.
getting a
Well, it's just like making jewelry. I think it's almost like the old when they did the quilting,
Mhm.
quilting bees. You get
Yeah.
your hands going, and
Yeah.
pretty soon you feel better because you just explained what's bothering you.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah, so we need to show off your stuff. So we showed your pillows, and then
hmm
um, we even have some originals of yours that are not framed, so they're a little
Yeah.
bit less expensive. You still need to
Uh-huh.
do an Ames one for us. This one is Iowa, because you're
It
in
is.
Iowa City now. So
Right.
you need to do an Ames theme.
Yeah, I do a lot of students and people
Yeah,
walking around. And
and
then
then
I put up in my big page. Oh, and then the famous rooster. Yes. Everybody loves him.
I'm gonna
He's
see, can I make myself bigger here? How do I do that? There I go. Okay, yeah, so we can see.
and those rooster. Yeah, I always teach with those because it's wet and wet. You can teach people a little control when you do the feathers. Anyway, they're
Right.
fun.
And then you do this really fun thing. Is that with
With salt.
salt
Yeah, with salt.
to get that cool? So does the salt absorb the paint
Yeah,
or
it picks it up and leaves a white there.
isn't
And
that
I use
neat?
that in a lot of places. But
Yes.
you kind of keep it in the middle because it's texture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
really cool.
oh, and
And you
then
have
we have
all these fun little,
yeah, the chick. And look at the hair. See
yes.
I did that from a little teenager, remember when they used to puff up their hair, kind of looking vulnerable. Anyway, I try to make them look a little bit like people.
You
Yeah.
do. You
And
do. This is
yeah,
Robert.
yeah. Right. And he's just looking upward, hoping for something better.
and
Yeah.
and and then this is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, the staff meeting. I
Yeah.
yeah, and there's an intimidator in there, and there's a dreamer, and there's a know-it-all, and there's a hard worker, and then people get these for their office, and then they all fight over who they are.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we're out of Bob. I don't think we have any more Bobs. Or
Oh,
our
well, Bob's real important.
I
I
know.
will I will see what I can bring over to
Yeah,
you.
I think we need to
Yeah,
arrange to have a
the
Bob, and then
chicks.
of course.
That's the dinner group, and there's always somebody left out,
Oh.
or yeah. Anyway, yeah,
So you do more than I mean, you do people really well. You do
yeah.
the scenes,
Mm.
the light that you have. That's what gets me is how you're able to paint light with watercolors.
And that's just kind of planning ahead with the composition so that you leave some whites, because the
Uh-huh.
whites make it sparkle, and that and with watercolor that isn't done in any other medium quite the same.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think watercolor uh awe. It's awe. How do I, and it's forgiving. That's what
Uh-huh.
I tell people when I'm teaching. It's forgiving. And if you kind of let it paint itself, it could be a lot of fun. If you try to control everything, that makes it harder because we're not cameras, you know.
Oh, that's a
And
really good advice.
yeah, and then you get juicy and enjoy it, instead of fighting it. Yeah. But some people need all that control, and I can make them crazy because I work really loose. But eventually they get it, and then they enjoy it because we mix colors on the paper, not
Uh-huh.
in the tin. That's how you get bright colors. You
Okay.
put a warm next to a cool, and you let them mingle,
Oh.
and then you can add another color. So um, yeah, if you look closely there, it's that tree's got maybe 3 or 4 colors in it,
It does.
but
Yeah.
they moved and blend together. And
Oh, yeah. So how much has your style changed? So like when you were back in high school and first starting Iowa State and
yeah,
compared to now, do you see
oh guys,
progression in your work?
I did a lot of experimenting with handmade paper on the watercolor paper, just putting a lot of salt on there so it's minimal. I used to do minimal. Maybe I was feeling minimal at that time. I don't know, but I've been kind of putting some slides together when I have to give a talk, and it amazes me the styles. I think part of it is just learning and trying new things. I think with watercolor, you have to take a chance, you know, and then as you get older, I'm harvesting my chances. So, so they're getting, a little of this that I used to do 20 years ago, a little of this, and
Oh, well, that's
yeah.
good. That's good.
And I illustrated the children's book. I had to be a little more literal because I was working with doctors, and it had to be right, the position and that. So when I went back to just my own painting, I was even looser. I think I was just, wow, I'm free, you know. So illustration is different than uh, painting whatever you want. Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Mhm.
And you do commissions as well.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And somebody will give me a picture, a photograph or two. Sometimes I go on location and look at what I really try to find out what they're interested in,
Uh-huh.
what speaks to them, so that I can capture that in the painting, and then I do a sketch and a composition, and then I show them that and see if we're still talking the same. And then I even do a little color study, and
Hmm.
then so just so everybody knows what I'm doing, and then I do the big painting,
Right. And
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 that
you
seems
show
to
that
be
in that video on your website,
yes,
that little demo video. You
yeah,
can see that you're doing a color study or you have done one and yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of fun getting into somebody else's life,
Uh-huh.
and going into their story. And then once they get started telling you it more starts coming in. And I slept in that upper bedroom, and
Oh.
my sister slept over here, and we had horses over here, and yeah, and the stories start, and then that
Oh
helps
yeah.
me to pull it together. And then they have more to look at and
Yeah.
remember, and so you have to be kind of humble and not go in thinking you're going to just paint whatever you want. I don't think commission work doesn't work that way.
But you enjoy it even though
I do, but I also enjoy just doing my own thing.
yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I always learn something when I do a commission,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and so it
Yep.
stretches you, I think. And then
And
I
you said
started doing people. I've
Yeah.
been doing a lot of portraits. I taught life drawing here. That's real interesting. Kind of came in handy when you're illustrating a children's book and
Uh-huh.
getting the body parts where they're supposed to be.
No Picasso, he can't be doing.
Yeah, I can't abstract them. They wouldn't let me do that. Yeah,
What's the name of the children's book that you're?
it's called Lucky's Feet.
Okay.
His name is Lucky,
And it's
and he's from Nigeria,
yeah.
and in a very poor. That's what's so beautiful about this Ponseti method. There's no surgery. It's just manipulation of
That's
casts. Just
yeah.
like if you broke your leg, they just keep putting on, and they
Yeah.
take it off and twist it a little more and put another one on. And it takes time,
Right.
but they do it with babies, with
Oh, nice.
older, yeah. But then they can walk and
Yeah.
have a life and a career.
Yeah. Yeah. So, who are some artists that you admire now?
Um, well, I studied with Charles Reed for like 3 times, and he passed away this year.
He
And
did.
he
Oh
did,
no.
yeah. And I have a little painting he did with me, and I have it up in my studio explaining something. Like I had the head too big, so he explained how to do it right, and that meant a lot to me. And he knew I was really trying, and I was really serious. And of course, he was an excellent watercolorist. And
Yeah.
but I enjoy a lot of different people.
Mm-hmm.
When I get kind of stuck, I go to a museum or roam around on the internet. But you still got to go back and do your own work.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh
got to
yeah.
find, you got to sketch
And you've been able to travel a little bit to get some
mhm.
inspiration too, right? You've been to
Yes.
France.
France, I went to, I'm a Franciscan, so I went to Assisi. That was real meaningful. And of course, I'd take all these sketchbooks and I'd paint. I didn't get a lot done because I was touring, and I was in a lot of churches, so I was praying a lot. So, but I'd sit there and sketch while I'm praying. Anyway, I still do that at home.
I was gonna say you probably. So,
Yes.
so just so people know, I've known Joe for a while, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm like, well, if you pray while you sketch, you do a lot of praying because.
Yeah, right. Well, I think painting or making jewelry can be a spiritual experience.
Definitely,
You know,
at minimum,
especially
meditative. Yes.
especially if you can go into the painting and you're there, and it's just like it's a wonderful world, and that's pretty powerful.
Yes. Yes. And your worlds are very colorful and
Yeah, I'm known for color.
for
Hmm.
sure. Color and light, I think, is how you can see
Hmm.
the difference between your style and the paintings of the bridges next to you on the
Yeah.
wall there. Those are watercolor as well.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, your technique it's recognizable. And your colors, yeah, your color palette, at least, you can look and see that that's a Joe. And quite often here in the shop, people will come in and they'll instantly recognize your work, and oh, that's
Yeah.
Joe.
You've had some of my pieces where I stretched the fabric
Right.
around
Oh,
the
yes,
frame,
yes, yes,
and I also made shower curtains.
yes. So you have shower
It's,
curtains and pillows.
uh-huh.
This happens to be on fabric and
Yes.
in a frame.
Uh-huh.
And this is Backyard Chicken. But you can
Hmm.
see how wonderful it looks, like it's the original. So the printing process
Yeah.
is very high
The
quality.
it is the printing on the fabric.
But also movement. You paint movement too, and
Yes. Hmm.
and again, this is a pillow, but it's done very well. And
And then
yeah.
part of that is because that's my environment. I'm downtown with all these people walking around. But now I got to start painting them with masks on, don't I?
Oh, well, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe
Do
you
we
can
want to
make up
remember
what their
that?
mouths look like, you know?
Yeah, well, that's what's so hard. You can't see their eye. You just see their eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you don't realize how much expression is done with your mouth.
right.
So,
That's exactly.
yeah.
So some of those stretched canvases, they're also shower curtains
Right.
for
Yes.
for fancy showers.
Yes.
Yeah. And
And
it's
on your
really beautiful to have a great big Joe Myers Walker painting in your bathroom.
in your bathroom. That's
Yeah.
right. There's
And I think they're on my website
they
somewhere.
are. They are.
Uh,
Let's see
so
here.
if you
There's
have,
paint. Yeah, see your paintings here.
then- yeah, and keep
Um,
going.
and I'm gonna keep scrolling down, and you'll see the shower curtains and stuff.
I
But
think so.
yep, I'm just going slowly to give people a chance to kind of like glance at these.
Okay.
Coming back to school in Washington Street, so that's in Iowa City.
Yep.
Skywalk on Dubuque Street, the clock tower. Here's some more of the houses. That house
And then
homesteading.
those Florida ones were a commission. And
Oh,
so
fun,
people,
fun.
I took their boats and things and
Right.
put them in there. Yeah, we got
Here's
some
oh,
prints.
yep. There's Bob. So I need more
There's
Bob.
Bob. Yeah,
I think I'm
people
out of
love him.
Bob. Bob is fun. Here's your stretched fabric prints.
Yep.
And then we keep going a little bit lower on your site, and you can do it in different sizes, and then you can
Here
have
they
pillows
are.
and curtains and the shower curtains, which
Hmm.
yes, those are beautiful shower curtains. So
And so what they do is I send them a PDF or an image, and then they can print them. Those
uh,
were good old days there at the Left Bank Studio.
they were they
They were
were. I'm
good.
so
You may
glad.
have to you may have to filter that into the talk thing. I think, is
Well,
Brenda still there with her?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so.
And the bistro's doing okay, I think.
You
The
know,
bank,
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'm bad. I haven't been up there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
guess they have a wonderful breakfast, Sunday breakfast, brunch.
so Joe had the Left Bank Studio in Gilbert, which is the old bank that actually got
Uh-huh.
robbed.
Right. And we reenacted the bank robbery, didn't we, Terry? Remember that day? We
It
even
was
had a
fun.
violin case with weapons. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had black clothes on and we were robbers.
Oh, that. Yeah.
That was fun. Yeah.
No. So, and you were there for how many years were you there for?
About 10 years, I think. I
Yeah.
was one of the first ones in,
Yeah.
and there was just the post office and open
Yeah.
flame, of course. I just wanted to, but I got into this Franciscan, and I wanted to travel and do something with that.
Right.
And my daughter said if I came to Iowa City, she wanted me to come while I was vertical, so that we could have fun. In other words, not be taking care of me all the time, but
Right. She wanted to have some
and
fun with her mom. You bet.
yeah, and she has
So we have a bank vault in the basement of the Octagon.
really.
Yeah. I'm.
I wonder if it's been robbed.
It's empty.
It's empty. Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
this now it's got mine. Bank has like a refrigerator and some kind of
Yeah.
frying thing
Yeah.
going on inside it.
Well, and didn't it really have two vaults too?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it had two vaults. Yeah.
And they only blew up one. And I had pictures of that with it blown, and that I gave all that to the Historical Society.
Yeah. Oh, and something else. Did your Lucalan sign go to the Historical Society here in town?
No,
Or
it
did the owner
didn't.
keep it?
He nope, it was taken down. And the frame, my son, I know these things because he built a new one for the wine. Costa, let's see,
Bar La
Bar
Costa.
La Costa.
Bar La
Yeah,
Costa.
yep.
So yeah.
And so Devin made their sign, and
Oh, I
so
didn't know that.
yeah, and then he's done their signage. And then for stomping grounds. He's done their menus.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, when he took it down, the framework was so good because we really worked on the framework.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where the plastic figures are. I don't know. I don't think Terry and Mark have them, and
Yeah.
it lit up from behind because it
Yes.
was made with that Lexan,
Uh-huh.
so it was real durable,
Yes.
and it glowed at night, which
Yes.
was kind of fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
You used a
yeah,
big old pizza oven to do
yes,
your
I did.
to
Hmm.
shape
The
your
slump. Hmm.
plastic
Yes, oh, I
figures.
did. And yeah, I missed that oven because and then I came here and I did big 15-foot murals. I did in Cedar Rapids. I did across the 3rd Street walkway. I did 41 characters. I didn't slump them, but I used that Lexan because
Uh-huh.
it was bulletproof. And then the one I did here at Mercer was for children, and I did it with the STEM group. And so
Oh,
there's moving parts and weights and things, but it's very colorful. And there again, we lit it from behind.
well, and of course, we want people to go to your website and sign up for your classes.
Yeah.
And email Joe, tell her you're interested, get some friends together to Zoom to have your,
Yeah.
to do that,
Mm-hmm.
and keep Joe busy.
And I think the next one's going to be October 10th. That's a Saturday because I get people that want to take, but they're working.
I'm sorry I kept you talking so long.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
But it is so nice to see you.
Oh, yeah. Right. Woo.
Martha,
Okay, dear.
All right, honey.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.